We do have a special guest today, you all. And he is just an icon in this town because of what he wears every day.
Yes!
You need to come to Franklin, Tennessee just to see this kook walking around town in his outfit. But anyway, with that all aside, we want to welcome Buffalo Bill. Now, Bill, you come on up here. Now, Bill, you come stand on this side of me right here. No, you come right here. We got no tricks for you.
I don't like to stand too close to David.
We got Play-Doh and stuff you can play with later. But anyway.
Make sure to talk into the microphone.
I'm talking in the microphone. You don't touch the microphone.
He's talking about me.
No, you're not ready to talk. I'm talking.
All right.
Now, we've invited Bill today because Bill is writing a book of his adventures. And so Bill's here, and so Bill, I want you not to touch the microphone, but thank you, talk it to it, and tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your new book.
Well, the book is will be out in after Christmas sometime.
What's the name of it?
It's going to be called Buffalo's Trails of Life.
Yeah!
Which was yeah.
Do you have a cover of it?
No, I'm not. It's not there
Do you
yet.
have a transcript of it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Right here, Donna. Miss Donna here has been my editor. She's been working on the bill. Yay, Donna! Hey, Donna, is it going to be a good book? Wait, she'll tell you how good the book's going to be. But it's I've had quite an adventure in my lifetime, and obviously, not everybody dresses up like this.
Give us an example of an adventure.
Well,
How about the taser?
one time I was on a
How about the bomb?
Yeah, well, see, we're already into the taser and the bomb, you know. I mean, one time I was on a horse hog hunting out in where the hell was I? Oklahoma. I was in Oklahoma and I was on this horse and I was with all these real cowboys, you know, the real guys, the guys that live on the ranches, 8,000-acre ranch. Let me talk, David. This is my time. I was on an 8,000-acre ranch. And I got on this horse and I said, "Hey, boys, can I shoot off this horse?" Now, this is a true story here. They said, "Well, sure, Buffalo Bill, you can shoot off that horse." So I put my legs around that baby and we took off. Well, here we go. I'm right up against a big old hog, and he's biggest hog I ever done seen. Almost as big as the horse I was riding.
Auxiliary.
Well, yeah, it's a big one.
Auxiliary.
So I pulled out my old 45 and I blasted him. And boy, that horse went nuts. And the horse reared up and it went into the brush. That's why we wear all this stuff, you know, folks. All these things to protect us from. Let me put my gun away. I don't want to hurt anybody in here.
Yeah, that's good.
Hold on. Actually, pretty. And all these things we wear protect us from the brush. So the cowboys dress like this to protect them from the elements, the sun, the brush, anything they dealt with. You know, snakes.
What about your
All right. Anyway, I shot the gun. The horse went crazy. Took me into the brush, but I even got another shot off as the horse was rearing up. And I stayed on. Whoa! Somebody say something out there.
Yeah!
Well, once I got put into the brush, I hung on to the horse. I was bleeding, and I got off, and I looked at all the cowboys. And they was all laughing at me. And I said, "What are you guys laughing about? You said I could shoot off the horse." They said, "Well, Bill, we said off the horse. That's what we said. Shoot off the horse."
Yeah!
Oh! Boom! All right. But anyway,
You know, before we go any further, now
I didn't just.
you are actually you are an actual descendant of the Buffalo Bill of the East.
Well, Buffalo Bill the East, which I brought up. Hold on, where's my suitcase?
Get your props.
Well, anyway, I brought a picture of Buffalo Bill the East, who was my granddad, who was
That's it.
no, it's in a bag. But he was a cowboy, and he did a lot of training for Roosevelt Rough Riders. A heck of a horseman, and he did get to ride with the real Buffalo Bill Cody in the Madison Square Garden. Now, you all know who Buffalo Bill Cody was. He's one of the biggest promoters of the biggest Wild West show ever in the history of the world. So my granddad was a heck of a horseman and a character, just in a small town like this, and everybody knew him. Winfield Egger, Buffalo Bill of the East. And by God, he'd ride his horse into a store like this, and they'd say, "Where you going, Winfield?" He said, "Shopping for my 10 kids." Well, my mother was the youngest of the 10. So they all grew up on horses in West Hampton, Long Island. So don't say there's no cowboys in New York, because you all know there is some, right? There is some. So when I moved to Texas, I was a policeman in New York, and I always loved the cowboy thing. I always was pretty good with a gun. And I said, one day I'm going to move to Texas. And the guys I worked with on the police department said, George, they said, you need to move to Texas and be a cowboy.
Yeah.
Well, by God, I did, because look at me. How many guys garb like this? Whoa!
Now, Bill, I got to tell you.
All right.
I got to tell you. We really like your outfit there. That looks a little hot.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I'll tell you why.
You look a little confined, and also we have a gift for you. We have a gift for you, Bill. We want to give you a bottle of monkey butt talcum.
Time on your butt. Yeah.
Well, my butt's okay. Yours must be itching.
No, mine's fine. Somehow or another,
But you know, but
backfiring on me, George.
Well, that's okay because before we go to that joke, we just remember that all roads lead to Handy Hardware, and Buffalo Bill of the East, and then Buffalo Bill here, Buffalo Bill of Franklin. What exactly led you to Franklin? Because you talk about New York, you talk about Texas, but how did you get here?
If he would stop interrupting me, I've had a problem with David ever since I moved to Franklin. Thank God I met George, because George is one of the nicest men, and thank God for Andy's Hardware. I mean, come on, Andy's Hardware. I mean, oh, Andy and Donna, by God, they're friends of mine. So anyway, I come out, I went to Texas, I put on big shows, I had roundups, I worked with lots of kids and veterans, and we put on big events and Wild West shows and cattle drives and wagon trains, and then my daughter started to sing. So I got 5 kids, 4 daughters. Trying to go fast here. There's a little prelude to the book.
Dawn.
That's what I'm getting to. You know Dawn?
Yeah, Dawn.
Well, by God, I think she sung on this show, ain't she?
She has.
Well, she has. That's right, she has.
All right.
Now I can't find her.
Well, she was with Jenny C. Riley.
Jeannie C. Riley. That's right, she was
Hartford
saying.
Valley PTA.
David, I thought you lost your mind, but you haven't.
No.
But you know, I know I was supposed to touch the microphone, but I don't know, I just did it. Now, this is what is so neat. There's always a Jack White connection. Now, at Buffalo Bill, how are you connected to Jack White?
I don't know.
There was a band, the Carters.
Oh, yeah.
And now, one of the Carters, I think, she plays in. Well, Jack produced her.
Oh, yes, that's right, yes.
Can you talk about the Carters for just a second?
Lily
Because
Mae, yes, when my daughter was young and playing, when I did my big shows, there was a group that travels with their in the bluegrass festivals, the bluegrass festivals, and I heard them one day playing at a gunfight. Big show I was putting on, and they had no shoes, and they were playing just good music, and they had a tip jar out, and I said to myself, there's something special about this family. Yeah. So I went around to all the vendors. There was 600 of them, and I raised them over like a couple $1,000s. And we became best friends. From that point on, and these kids, the son, Frankie, just got done playing for Miranda Lambert.
Yeah.
If you listen to that song, the last big hit she had, he's doing all the flat top picking on that one, Frankie Carter. But the whole group, and Lily Mae is with Jack White.
Yeah, he produced an album on her.
So they're all living their dreams out. They're all playing music, and they're the most clean and special spirits and loving kids you will ever meet in your whole life. And I mean, they're just wonderful, and I wish the best always. So I feel like they're kind of like I've known them since they've been this high. So they've been in all my Wild West shows.
What does that have to do with your book?
Well, they're in.
Well, David Spaulding
asked me
Jr.,
the
who is also an industrial spy. David was saying, what does that have to do with the book?
Well,
But
didn't you ask me that question?
yeah, I asked you the question. And to me, what it has to do with the book is it's the magic that surrounds Buffalo Bill. You know, it's a story it's a fairy tale, very much like our life here at Historic Handy Hardware, how it all sort of started from a dream, just a small seed, and it sprouts. And next thing you know, okay, so here you have actually, you had a hand really in sort of discovering these young people. Now, they would be discovered later anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
you brought.
I did the best I could with them.
Yeah, so-
whatever I could do with my stuff.
You get a royalty rate.
No, David, could you go to the bathroom or something? Anyway, my life's been very active, very exciting. I've done many adventures and wild things, but I have done a lot of things I dreamed about doing. And then one of them was being a cowboy, a true blue cowboy. And I've also had B-52s flying over my parades and Abrams tanks on the ground. And I don't know, I've done the things for the veterans, like as big as anybody in the state of Texas, and kids. So my daughter became a singer, and I had to leave all that to move to Nashville. And I moved to Nashville because I thought she was so special. And I feel that she's so special because I'm from a musical family. Everybody in my family plays something. So that's what happened. And George will tell you that she's a special singer, a special songwriter. And she is doing wonderful, and she's making a true living on her music, doing it her way with the realnashville.com record label. So somebody say something out there for my kid. All right.
Okay, where can we visit Dawn's website?
You go on therealnashville.com, therealnashville.com. It's that's her website that you'll find Dawn, or Dawn Buyer Music. Yeah. Thank you, George, for that little plug.
Do you have a Buffalo Bill of the East or Buffalo Bill of Franklin website?
No, I don't. I don't. I don't have a website.
Could you start one on Facebook, it's more like a music page or whatever, to promote the brand new book?
Well, I'm working on that, and I'm also wanting to have a podcast.
Yeah.
So, I'm folks, pay attention. Listen to me. This book coming out is going to be an adventure. You'll sit back and you'll ride through life, not only on horses and high-speed police cars and some boats. You'll just have a fun time, and at the end, like every story, hopefully it ends with a smile. So, yeah, because that's what life's all about. If we don't smile, we might not get up in the morning, right? And this guy here has always smiles at the time I want. But George, I just came back from Abilene.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, I was riding my horse. Matter of fact, the horse is out there. He's tired. I haven't seen you guys. It took me that long to get to Abilene and back. That's how far. Yeah, it took 17 miles a day. It takes a long time. And you know what kept me going? Was your daddy's song, Abilene. Come on. Hey! So, folks, I really appreciate this time. It's so nice to be back in Handy Hardware. Of course, Donna, I see her a lot because she's writing my book.
Yes,
And
she's writing it.
I'm not supposed to touch the microphone, but I had to move over to me so I could say, I think I see her back there writing the book right now.
I literally wrote it with a pen. I can't believe I did this. But Donna is in that. She's an editor and she's written some books, so she's really been a big help. And Andy's been helping me with my spelling.
That reminds me,
So-
can you help us do this thing that David loves? Oh, no, go ahead, do that first.
What? I was just gonna say happy trails to you all. Thanks for having me here today. I got a couple. Can I see that old poster?
Where is the poster?
I found these. George said to have something I could sign.
It's upside down.
Oh, it's upside down. This is a big show I did back in 2000. And I did these posters because back in the old West, Buffalo Bill himself made the posters this way. If anybody can tell me why he made the posters this size back in the 1800s, I'll sign one for you and give it to you. Can anybody tell me why the poster is this size? David.
So they fit in the saddlebags.
No. Close. It could fit on the fence post, the 4x4 on the fence post on the ranches.
Oh, yeah.
So Buffalo Bill's idea, the real Buffalo Bill, the Western hero, he did it this way.
That is wonderful.
So anybody would like one? I only got 3 left. So I'm Shirley. Yeah. But anyway, pay attention. My book will be coming out. It's Buffalo Bill's Trails of Life. And by God, when you get on my ride, sit back and read, and the adventure will begin.